Oi oi. Tis me, Flat Earth British, Martin speaking on the 10th of August 2019, or so they say, and this is a Flat a Day event. I thought I'd come and pay you all a visit and we could have a flat a day experience. I have not got a lot of time though, because it's only 8:30, so this might be a quicker than average flat a day. But there will be juice and there will be stuff to share for you to look over the weekend, and I suppose 1,000 things to think of besides, and we'll kill some official bullshit historical narratives, but there will be an overwhelming theme to all of this. Okay. And we're going to read a document or a book, which is quite an important book by all accounts. So you're looking forward to this? Okay, we're going to look into this. Make Tartaria great again. Okay, or the ideals of Tartaria great again. Okay, outside of this Phoenician bullshit that we have to endure. Now, we're going to look into making Tartaria great again. Okay, guys, and in the present time, or the time is now, in present upheaval that humanity is undergoing. What we're going to look into, guys, is this book by Igneous Donnelly, who is the author of late Victorian, so-called Victorian era, who writes about the antediluvian world, and he writes about Atlantis, and he's a really good author. Now, he wrote one book and it was called Caesar's Column, and I stopped on that because of the title. I thought, oh, controllers and a column, fasces. Is this book about resets? It is. But there was a stark warning at the beginning, in the preface, concerning something that's going on now, and it echoed back 100 years ago, bang on. I'll read it because I thought it was quite profound. Right, so if I'm moved by anything, then I just know that I should share it. Okay, meant something. And this guy who wrote this book thought this book would be important for generations to come, and he thought that it was really important. Okay, and he thought he was taking a chance too, telling the truth. So we'll have a look at that, guys. It's really, really good. We're going to look into killing official narratives for Tartaria existing up and running in New Zealand, in Christchurch, at an earlier time than the historical narrative proposes. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to pick that one apart. That's one of the easiest I've ever come across. Ridiculous. We're going to look into Mudflood Siberia, which shows incredible mud flood and 1,000 questions of what the hell is going on. Okay. A Gallica, but we're not going to go through it all, but we're going to look at the weird Phoenician artworks that are displayed behind or beside these maps, which have a certain meaning. If you watch Flat Earth British, you'll know. Images of the day, and I'll see what I can get through, okay, because of the time. And I just basically, I'll tell you now, I just recorded an 1.5-hour video and the volume was fucked. Okay, so I gotta start over. So, and I've run out of night. It's getting dark, and it's been windy. So, but I thought I'd make an effort. Flat Earth British. Thing is, I come to up the vibration, okay? Up the vibration for all of us. We're going to do it together. Up your vibration now. If you've been having a pants day, it's about to be blitzed. You're just not going to have a pants day. I decree it. You're not having a pants day anymore. You're going to have fun. Not take life too seriously, okay? Because we did that, we don't crack up. Okay? So, laugh and back. Okay, just think, like I do, regularly. Fuck 'em. Well, that's more kiss. Okay, but fuck 'em. They are a bit cuckoo, aren't they? Okay, enough silliness. I'm going to get underway. There's plenty of time for silliness later in the month when I'll be doing comedy in Amsterdam. Okay, that'll be fun. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit about all that later on. There's loads happening in the background in Flat Earth British, but I'll fill you in later in the week because it's all very exciting. I've been a very busy bunny, but I do try to basically make an appearance and say hi. Could you do me a favour? Could you please share this out, and could you basically subscribe to my channel, come back for the juice, okay, and you're going to need to click that bell icon thing. Don't work, okay, but may as well give it a gamble, because they are burying truth, and when I read to you what I'm going to read to you now, it'll make all the more understanding of why that is more important. Okay, the truth. Okay, now, amazing, this book. Okay, I haven't read it all, just the preface blew me away, but I've read Donnelly's Atlantis I brought to you maybe 2 years ago on his channel, and he's an unbelievable author. Okay, maybe from a heliocentric standpoint, I'm not too sure. Okay, so there he is. Ignatius Donnelly lived between 1831 and 1901, and there's a collection of his books here, and this is the sort of thing he's into. It's really, really good. The Great Cryptograph, and it's Francis Bacon's cipher in the so-called Shakespearean plays. So he knows that he's the real writer for Queen or King, so Elizabeth I. Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, Ragnarok, Fire, Ice, and Gravel. I'm afraid I don't know what the golden bottle is all about. And Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, which I brought to my channel, which is brilliant. Dr. Hugot, I do not know, but I stopped on this one here because I thought, oh, the story of the 20th century is interesting. I thought, Caesar's column, whatever's that on about, I thought. So we'll take a little look. I'm going to make an effort to read a bit of this, guys, only the intro, but not the chapters, because in a reedy mood. So 1880s, and this guy's got a message for us all. Okay, should we have a listen, see what he says? Okay, now, it is up to you, O thoughtful and considerate public, that I dedicate this book. May it, under the providence of God, do good to this generation and prosperity. I earned hope my meaning in the writing thereof may be misapprehended. I must not be thought, because I am constrained to describe the overthrow of civilization, that I desire it. The prophet is not responsible for the event he foretells. So bear that in mind, guys. Like, don't shoot the messenger. No, like, literally, really don't shoot the messenger. He may contemplate it with profoundest sorrow, as Christ wept at the doom of Jerusalem. Neither am I an anarchist, for I paint a dreadful picture of a world wrecked, which successful anarchism would produce. I seek to preach into your ears of the able, the rich, the powerful, and the great truth that neglect of the sufferings of their fellows, indifference to the great bond of brotherhood which lies at the base of Christianity, and blind, brutal, and degrading worship of the wealth, must, given time and pressure enough, ventured in overthrow of society and destruction of civilization. I come to the churches with my heart filled with the profoundest respect of essential religions. I seek to show them why they have lost their hold. Oh, excuse me. Jumped many pages. Hold over who, do you think? Hold over who? Have a guess? Upon the poor, upon the vast multitude, the best beloved of God's kingdom. I point out to them how they may regain it. I tell them that if religion is to reassure her ancient station as crowned mistress of souls of men, she may stand in shining bright armour with the serpent below her feet, the champion and defender of mankind against all its oppressors. The world today, Okay, the world today clamours for deeds, not creeds, for bread, not dogma, for charity, not ceremony, for love, not intellect. Some will say the events herein described are surely impossible. Who it is satisfied with the present happier conditions of society? So anyone happy with conditions of society today? No. It's conceded that life is dark and a wretched failure for the great mass of mankind. Even back then. Many are plundered to enrich the few, the 1%. Vast combinations depress the price of labour and increase the cost of necessities of existence. Some things just don't change. The rich, as the rule, despise the poor, and the poor are becoming to hate the rich. The face of labour grows sullen, and the old, tender Christian love has gone. Standing along armies are formed on one side, the great communistic organisations on the other. Socially divides itself in two hostile camps. No white flags pass between one or the other. They wait only for the drumbeat trumpet to summon them to armed conflict. So this is in 1880s, and the First World War was in 1919, and the Boer War was a little bit later than this, and the Second World War, all very prophetic, guys, I think. These conditions have come about in less than a century, most of them a quarter of a century. Multiply them by the years of another century, and you shall say that the events I depict are impossible. There is an acceleration in the movement of human affairs, even as the operations of gravity, the dead missile out of space, the last blazes of the very air takes fire. So what does he mean by that? Dead missile out of space, well, don't worry about the make-believe space, but dead missile coming out of somewhere, the air, at last blazes, and very air takes fire. The air ignites. The masses grow more intelligent as they grow more wretched, and more capable of operation as they become more desperate. The labour organisations of today would have been impossible 50 years ago, and what is it to arrest the flow of effect from cause? What is it to prevent the coming night? In the earth continues to revolve on its axis? Question mark. Obviously he's thinking, well, he's questioning it. Well, he's questioning that anyway. The fool may cry out, "Thou shalt be no night." But the feet of the hours march unrelentingly towards darkness. Some may think that even if it were true, Caesar's column should not have been published. Will it arrest the moving evil to ignore its presence? But would it be thought of as a surgeon who is seeing upon a patient's lip and the first nodule of a cancer, and he tells him there's no danger, and he laughs and into the security while the roots of the monster eat away towards the great arteries? By my message be true, he has spoken. The world should hear it. The cancer should be cut out while there is time, while there is yet time. Here. Any other cause, and believing as you do that I read the future aright, it would be criminal of me to remain silent. Here. I plead for higher and nobler thoughts on the souls of men, and wider love to amplify clarity of our hearts, for the renewal bond of brotherhood between classes, for regain of justice on evil, and shall obliterate cruel hates and passions which now divide the world. God notices everything so insignificant as this poor book. I pray that he may use the instruction mentality for good of mankind, for he knows I love his human creatures and would help them if I had the power. And he writes about how the world became ruined, Gabriel's utopia. But the premise of this book is about a brotherhood destruction, secret societies, and they plot the demise of humanity. They hate us, they despise us. You know, like Agent Smith in Matrix, hating humanity. The same sort of thing going down. So this brotherhood plot against us, and what it is called is the Anti-Utopia. The Anti-Utopia. They do not want us to ever have Tartaria or a golden age or utopia. The Phoenicians. Okay. We move on. So you can have that collection as well, and that book to read over the weekend. What we got here is some depictions of Tartaria. They're rather nice. We'll just flick through a few while we can. Okay. If I got them. I don't think I have. But I'll pass them to you because basically I'm not sure if it'll flick through on the bigger. It's a bit of a shit because you maps of Tartaria and their costume and that, but don't worry because we need to get on. Now, pulling apart history is not as difficult as you might think, and this in this case is easy. We're looking at the early settlement for Christchurch. Now, I don't want to go into the brief history and the make-up belief of AD 1000, everything else, and its original Maori inhabitants, etc. Excuse me. No. So the narrative is, in 1770, Captain Cook, he goes there on the Endeavour, okay, but he's not stopping, nothing's happening, probably not until 1815, when sailors from a sealing ship, Governor Bligh, landed the first Europeans to set foot on the peninsula where Charleston is, and they named it Littleton Harbour, okay. Now, so when did they actually get the buildings and the city of Charleston, of Christchurch, up and running? Okay. So it goes into a bit of a more narrative. The first settlers, that's what we want. Okay. So, Captain Rhodes. Okay, Captain Rhodes, he visited in 1836. He came back in 1839. He landed 50 head of cattle. Okay, so did he settle? Not really. The first attempt at settling the plains was by James Heriot of Sydney. He arrived with two small groups of farmers in 1840, and their crop was successful, but they got a bit of shit off rats. Okay, so 1840 is the first sort of official narrative for people turning up in Christchurch. Now, does that fit in with the official narrative? Now, we can be kind, guys. It goes on a bit more. It says that they, like, you know, William Dean here in 1843 established this farm. Okay, that's the first building ever in New Zealand. And then 1844, first European child born there. So 1840s, 1847 then, they're starting to get in there a little bit. 1848, and they're there. So we'll be kind, and we'll say 1840, give them the benefit of the doubt, be kind, okay? Now, so they've got there, and they're basically just not got much going on, but they managed to, well, mind you, this building is all in the mud. In 1840, 21 years, they managed to get all this money, and the first thing they're building is hospitals and mental institutions. They're the biggest thing that they're into and building on an epic scale. I'll show you now. They built the Sunnyside Hospital. We'll look into it a little bit. That's supposed to have been built 20 years after they've arrived in the city. It's in the mud, it's huge, it's Tartarian. And lunatic asylums. For some reason, they want to build massive, same as in Britain or in America, the exact same style of huge buildings, when they've only been there 20 years. And they would have took time to actually settle there anyway. You can't just move in and build all of this in no time at all. Okay? Things need to settle. You need people, a load of them. Okay, and these. So they built the Supreme Court in 1930, 1930. We'll have a look at some photos of that. And the library, same as anywhere in the world. In Christchurch. And that one, I've got a date for that, have we? Not really, but anyway, you can just safely presume they've all appeared. Like, no time at all. Out of the ether. They had a great exposition there, and they had a energy tower there. The Eiffel Tower, they say, in this narrative, 1800s. So yeah, they had a great exposition in Christchurch, and they had a Statue of Liberty, but it's a Tesla tower, isn't it? That's not communications. It's doing something else. So 1890, 1889, and they had the manufacturer Otis, the lift elevator manufacturer was there. They go on about the Eiffel Towers, which you're not really into. But Christchurch, yeah, there's an amazing source for their photographs of Christchurch here from Christchurch City, I suppose, Library. And he'll show you there's a beautiful Tartarian city, 1910 there, panorama, looking west. And we'll have a look at a couple of images, just to give you an idea of, of Christchurch. I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm just showing you can do this with any destination, and it will show you the same type of mental institutions, the same type of hospitals. Okay, we'll have a look at them shortly. Images of the day. And this is they got these big huge buildings and this really old stone, but everything looks like it's actually been dug out of the mud in this stage for some reason. But they got these big stone buildings, and that is that first hospital, and it just seems to be stuck in a mud. And All Hail Zealandia was their New Zealand national anthem. All Hail Zealandia, like that. Okay, or whatever. And they had an earthquake a bit later, I think it was the 20s. But you can see the style of architecture, and they got the giant Phoenician column there. Mud. Oh, they're digging some sort of sewer system, but the city's there, it's up and running at that early stage. But mud. And there it is, with the trams, I guess, late 1880s. But they've only been there, what, 40 years? 40 years, guys. It's fitted out with technasmia. All of it is old world. This one is beautiful. Can't really imagine it much more. Yeah. It's a bit blurred, but you can see Greco-Romano temples, but muddy streets. And this is the recent earthquake that the royals, or Prince Harry and his husband, his wife, Prince William and his husband, his wife, went to visit all of this in Charleston, moaning about all the, the main buildings getting it. And Copper Dome, Antiquitech. This is old world. Taken up by some sort of earthquake. I bet you there was loud cannon fire, sounding like artillery beforehand. And I've got a nice little ancient old chapel, systematic patterns from the age of technasmia, and again from the age of technasmia, a technasmia device. Well, that could be anywhere in Britain. That could, and it's New Zealand. It's just exactly the same age, feel, everything. What is this? A little chapel? Do a little prayer on your own? What about that? What about the portal on the roof? Decoration? Aesthetics? No, man, it's technology. It's called technasmia. And another one of their buildings, big old granite with buttresses to hold these walls in place. Big old. You'd have quarries, everything to set up all this within such a narrow period of time, and a railway station when they've only got there in 1840s. And there it is in the 1930s. Tartaria, everywhere. Up and running. Okay? In Christchurch, New Zealand. And this is on the outskirts, but you got these big houses, but they couldn't think to put pavement in, path. Just mud. Just mud. More mud. Just mud. Mud. And there it is. So that would be Littleton Harbour. They have big infrastructure, naval vessels in the Victorian era. Well, they've only been there 40 odd years. So they arrived, the first thing they done is they got a load of people, build a big quarry. They managed to ship all this stone in the mud on roads that ain't there and build this big church in no time at all. And that, obviously, that was easy. When you've just arrived in a new island, middle of the Pacific, cut off from all resources, from the Empire, mud flooded, already, Tartaria, Anti-Utopian. So do you really think that they built that and set that up in the time that they say? You won't find photographs of it being built. And there's another one, just in a muddy field. You don't need roads going up to these. God, no. Just in a muddy field with the Christchurch. Tartaria, in New Zealand. And they had an exposition, like everywhere else. And they have atmospheric electricity, like everywhere else at that time. Here's their part of their exposition in Christchurch. So I've picked apart now Sydney and Melbourne and now Christchurch, Australia. I will be visiting other places to show you. You can do this yourself. It's a simple exercise in sleuthiness. All you got to do is pick a destination and look at its original city. Like my city, for example. The narrative doesn't fit at all. I was going to talk about it. Now this is pretty good. If it would just come up. Excuse me. Right. So, welcome to Flat Earth British, Flat Day Night. It's 9 o'clock here. I'm going to be talking for another 30 minutes or so. And then I'm going to have to upload this in order for you to be able to see it tonight. Okay? Don't want it on late. And I got other stuff happening. What the fuck is going on with this? Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, this is brilliant. It's a bit spooky. I'll go through a bit of it. It's antiquity depictions of Mexico and the death cult of Quetzalcoatl that I mentioned in my last post. But these are like 1898, this book. And this is what it shows. Mexico. And they got some strange things going on. Don't know what these are. A little look, shall we? Ooh. She has horns. And these look like Chinese or Japanese. And Quetzalcoatl. Come on! He's got a fasces type thing with like a wormhole. And the swirly bits are sea. Okay? The sea. I worked that out because he's on there. Yeah, so 3 crazy kings with scepters, looking a bit bossy, and he has some strange shield. So, what goes on? Phoenix. I don't know, chinchilla, looking chihuahua. Revolting little chihuahua. He's wearing a serpent. No, they're not. They're cute. Why would I say that? Just don't be giving any chihuahuas any drugs. They're too little. Oh, look at that. What's going on with that hairdo? It's crazy. I'm not sure what's happening with that, guys. So you're getting ooh. Turn on your mind, relax and float downstream is what that is. Again, up the Beatles. This does look like the Beatles. This looks like Sgt. Pepper's. They're the Blue Meanies. But in this case, what? Beige. Right, let's follow this journey. Footprint of life. Okay, checking in. Hello. Okay, boing. Oh yeah, no thanks. We won't be having none of that. Bum, 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 bum. Oh shit. Well, fucking hell. I think it's like the Wheel of Fortune. I get stung on the butt by a snake machine. A many snake machine. This looks like a sick game. And I don't mean sick in a good way either. It's sick. See? I lost. So that would be like me and Takashi Castle, is what that is. It looks pretty shit. Oh, I would have a go. I don't like the flaming bit though. So I'm going to carry my girlfriend. Yeah. Oh. Don't know. Don't know. Hope you're getting your interpretation brains on, guys. It's a bit like Phoenician, it's a bit like Egyptian, it's a bit like all of it. See, you've got the alchemical shit going down. Mercury, serpentage on a box. He's a coal miner, he's got his torch on his head. Might be Welsh. So in 12 or I-230 was the year of the bunny rabbit, and then 1230 or I-231 it went to the year of the stick plant. Okay, that's probably peyote. And then I-232 it went to the year of the egg, and then it went to the year of the strange building, and then back to the year of the bunny rabbit, the stick and the egg. They only got 4 years. Oh well. Maybe that's why they were so carnage. So how can you hit anyone with a snake? Zzz. Got a taser. It's also got mammalian man boobs. What's that? It's like that sharpened special rock stone stuff that kills people. Anyway, I gotta get on. What the fuck? Who are you looking at? You from around there? No, you're not, are you? What about you? No, I'm from the sea. Yeah, see that. Where are you? Oh, I'm just keeping an eye on it all. Yeah, see that. What's your name? Google. So let's see if they start chopping anyone up soon. Bouncing some heads down, yeah. Happy days. There's no battle going on. In the year of the bunny rabbit. Okay, they're just playing some games. They're big on sport, these fuckers. And he's like squirt, squirt, squirt. Like that. What are they all pissed about playing childish pursuits? Weird. Oh well. And I'll just dress up like a serpent. I wonder if that's what the Chinese Dragon New Year is. The dragon's doing a reset. The dragon is the comet. And the dragon's tail is skipping out. Yeah, I think it is. That wasn't too difficult to decode. He's got some sort of plant cactus growing out of his belly. I think that means he's taken something like peyote, because that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so he's mescaled up. Well, you're going to get that in Mesoamerica. That's why they got such weird trippy pictures. I wouldn't attribute that to their strange weird habits though, because you know it's not a necessity. What happens is you get these bossy fuckers with curly moustaches turning up. Yeah? He's looking really, really Mexican, isn't he, guys? And he got his sacred plant. You see how we see in the world? That'd be that sacred plant. Oh yeah. They got like cats. Carry your mummy. Take my mummy for a ride. So they got cars. Probably just press that button and zzz, off it goes. Yeah? Cool. Not sure what's happening there. I don't want to. Okay, more bossy fuckers with a curly moustache. A pile of people. Oh, more mummies. Oh, not Egyptian. That's very Egyptian. It's not Egyptian because it's Mesoamerican. And an arrow hit him with a plasma discharge. And he didn't fare very well. So I got to go. Here, cop for this. Would you spare us? No, man. You're gonna do like these two. Wonder what their beef is. Okay, let's see if they get like. We're waiting on the eclipse. We'll fry him up, smack him over the head. Cook a baby, like fat bastard off of yeah, baby, didn't he? Because it's a Phoenician film, isn't it? What's it called? Austin Powers. What would this machine do? He looks like maybe it's a sensory deprivation booth. What about that one? What does that machine do? Alco, man. Yeah, that's what's going on. It's Alco. Anyway. Oh, there's the heads. Bong, 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 bong. Oh, legs and all. They don't tell you about that in Apocalypse, oh? What about hands? Yeah, you need hands, too. What about this? So this serpent is plugged into this light and it's making it light. Is this solar powered? It's like, yeah, no, mate. And us Phoenicians, they make me feel like, you know, I think they're all tripping. Looking at these pictures, it's like that might not even be really happening. They might be just like rolling around in the grass or something. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's all hallucination. Instead, in his case, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so it's a very strange world, guys. I think it's tech. I think this is a robot. They're gonna take that one. And more big dude, little dude. Very Phoenician, isn't it? Because they have strange, weird ass deities as well. So I don't think they got it going on the same way. I think they're like their poor cousins trying to pretend that they're Phoenicians. Look, dog, eat that silver-haired man who's obviously not Mesoamerican because he looks like he's from, I don't know, fucking Bermondsey, whenever. Does it matter? That's what happens in the year of the bunny rabbit. By Darko. I'm jumping in. And some say a man ain't truly happy until a man truly dies. And then they come in with the rocket packs. Land on the rocket packs. They got a load of whoever they are. Turn up. Okay. With Boss Man and the woman with horns. I knew she was trouble. It's a bit of a giveaway, really. So, these lot look sinister, don't they? I wonder who they are. Oh. They'll be right at home there. Like a bit of we're going for a swim. And some giant deer. I'm not actually sure. They look like they might be tranny dudes out of business in the local brothel. Oh dear. I'm not sure. Open to interpretation. It might be something like that. They look like unhappy men, women things. Why do they shave the top of their heads off, guys? Makes them really mental looking. Oh, they're always such fun British vlogs. You'll get a bit candy coming down, but you can always trust the Mexicans, or in this case the Chinese, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, the Europeans, and everybody who's in that area that day. Okay, did you enjoy that? Yeah, it's like Monty Python. Now, Jesuit coding in a lead atlas. We're not going to look at all this atlas because I've got to get on. As I said, time has escaped me today, and I got a little bit to go. So yeah, these are brilliant, stunning maps. You'll really enjoy them, but they give you this coding which tells you something. Now, if you follow Flat of British, let's work out what they're saying. Okay, on the depictions. Okay. Okay, well, hold your head. Water's coming out of the pot. Okay, okay. What's that fiery ball? What's that fiery ball exploding? Cannibal? Cannibal? Something's coming from above. Oh yeah, we know about that. Okay, anything else we recognise? Oh dear. Yeah, there is a bit, isn't there? Fleur-de-lis. She got a blindfold on, or she got like a bandana or something. Not that they mean business with their. Maybe you got to have a blindfold on when you do an active fasces. He just blind you. Here they are. The Gorgon, or the Medusa, the active charge, serpent on the head. Can't look at it directly, you've got to look at it in a mirror because it'll blind you or turn you to stone. They're talking about EM tech, guys, because it's so bright. That's why they're wearing the blindfolds. And they rewrite history from the smashed architecture of the old. That's lying about the place. Make it all up. Start all over again. They got the books, they got the literature, they got the mechanism, they got it all sewn up. All of it. So yeah, these are pretty stunning. I don't want to go through too many, but they give you Paris. But they glitch me up. The Citadel. Notre Dame. It seems to have that steeple in 1733 when it's not built to 1850s. So open to interpretation, obviously. And more of Paris, and then it gives you its buildings, some mud flood. Outside, which you'll always get. Your Parisians, all the Antiquitech in the background. So I hope you enjoy them. Anyway, let's get on. I keep saying this, but please share out, guys. Let's get some peeps over. Let's get some activity. Check that out. See, I think they're using, or the dude who's making these, Pierre van der Haar, was using camera obscura. If they're using them before 1733, he's definitely using camera obscura for these shots. He's taking an impression and he's engraving them later. Is what's going on? Because there's too much happening. There's 10,000 different things in some of these images. It's just not possible, really. Like that. Beautiful stately gardens. And stately homes which they've inherited. So I don't want to go through it all, but you get the idea. Okay. Notre Dame with an active waterfall, fountain, well. There's 18.5 million people under this citadel, dead skeletons. The official narrative is so bogus it's hard to even believe. The size of these doors. What's the point? They're all in the mud in carts. They didn't build any of this, these people. They just didn't. They're too busy, you know, either dying or dandy boying. It's just not really like, it still seems to be in between. Check this out. There already. A world. There's a lot going on. See what I mean? Imagine trying to engrave this without an impression. Huge bits of stone there. Okay, we're moving on. Because time is an elephant. Okay, now, what we got here, guys, is really, really cool, actually. There's a set of photographs from Siberia. They show you mud flood. And you're going to ask yourself why they would build these beautiful structures sunk in the mud like this. So yeah, you're looking at Siberia, okay, and it's near Tomsk. I've covered Tomsk before, but I haven't showed these, and they show the existence of an older civilization that seems to be, at this stage, recently arrived at by the railway that is ripping through. The locals are in yurts. We'll see them in a little minute. Sorry. And we don't want to concentrate too much on their markety habits. We're looking at architecture. So, it's in the mud, there's no infrastructure, no pavement, and it's already windows below ground level. Okay, this is like older world, Tartarian building, no Phoenician overtones. It has got a few on this one, I've noticed. Still there. Yeah? But the windows are blocked up. You don't build something, block windows up, and it's mud flooded. Stairs have been elevated really crudely more recently to what would have been original windows, and a staircase there as well, really crudely up to there, which would have been a window, giant windows as well. So we get plenty of them, which leads you to wonder what the hell is going on with this superb architecture. And this, for example. Okay, they got Anti-Utopian with bells. And the windows are literally one brick from ground level, and this place snows like hell, so this would be all below. And when it melted, it would flood. And it's gone below there. So that's some building to be out in a backwater, in a mudded environment, and the streets are massively broad, like this building. That flooded. Huge, old. Okay, there's a cemetery here, which has duckboards because of the mud, because it gets so muddy there. This is just a suburb, but they have some permanent structures, as you can see. But it's the suburbs, which is muddy. The city itself is full of Anti-Utopian. She has Tartanon, which is from Scotland. She's in Siberia, so she's Tartarian. Tartaria. And mud flood. It's all bloody buried. Look at the age. You got Technasmia fitted. That's a modern looking tower block, isn't it? Ooh. So we're looking at Tomsk, in some cases Tomsk, and there's one of those generator things. Stores of power after they've collected it. It's what we think's going on with them. And this building is actually, I think, at first impressions, right, you say, oh right, well it's just been built, we got one. And I took a closer look. Sure, you know. It's a workman. Okay. There's no stone. Slabs. No bricks in here. And I noticed the roof was new, and then I noticed this. I thought, wow, you're going to build something that looks really fucking dirty. It's already got lime spoil. This leaches out after time, guys. And they like literally blocked up a window after they just built it. And it's all mud flood showing. So is this, and the staircase is going up to the door, and the door's half buried. The door's half there. So I'm thinking, this building's just being like, it was a ruin, and they're renovating it. They're doing it up. They've put a new roof on it. You know, that's been stoned up. They're going to chuck some windows in. So it's not a new build. And I found the same with this building as well. I thought, oh well, can that just be built? It's in a muddy street, as you can see. Duckboards, mud. And then you got this thing. And they're doing something with the dome. But the building itself looks like it's there already. Look how dirty it is. Is that new? Is that new? Or is that old? Come on, guys. The roof looks new. In a muddy street. Something seriously wrong, isn't it? So they were there already, and they look the same as any other civilization. So that's part of the Trans-Siberian Railway there. And what you get now is some existence of some fir trees. Fir tree boat. That's some religious do. Is an ancient culture. Mud flooded street, duck boards. And I'm afraid I don't know. Just mud. Sand. So I just swizz on a bit. You do get some photos of ancient culture of this area. This is interesting. See that drum you go? Watch this. What's the outside? Is that an inertia plane? Is that the sun and the moon? Not Meru? Animals. See? So that's the back or the front of his shield, or his whatever it is, drum, and this is inside. What do you think? Yeah, no, pretty good now. Just a second, please. And I will flick through. Please share this out. I'm getting a fag together because I haven't got one. It's like I just lost half the night. Well, an hour or so talking in fuck microphone. Flat of British. Saturday night. Okay. Time's getting on. And this will be a late one. Okay. And it's a museum where they have like the people from Siberia or Tartaria, if you like, and their clothes. And we have some mammoth remains, mammoth pelvis and legs, or so they say. 1896, and you get this ancient language. I think that might be it. Okay, and there's yeah, it's probably gas. I'm not sure. What's the two prongs sticking up? You get them on gas lights? Don't know. He's looking shifty, isn't he? Okay, mud. And you got some elites living up on the hills, apparently, in dashes. And a bear in the mud. There's a bear shit in the woods and more mudded. Okay, we're moving on. It does give you some nation civilization, but I think it's earlier on. And there's the Russians turning up. There's the indigenous population. They're bringing in some load of white children dressed in white. Curious. All dressed the same. Well, pre-communist. Okay. And a prison ship, because it was basically a gulag. And here they are. So the photographer's taking a look at these. They're saying, look what we have in our town. People were here before we arrived. And it were these. In Siberia. They got happy hats on with the medium faced. I can see why. There they are. Buried up to the waist. It's been mud flooded. Not gonna dig a big hole and drop it in there. This mud's come along later, obviously. Defaced. And here they are. Human? Phoenician? What you make of them, guys? Human? What's this? It's like something like the Alien film. Looks very technical though, doesn't it? Doesn't look natural. You know, look at this. It's weird. And that's what they found there. Looks very futuristic. In Siberia. Asian culture. Near Tomsk. Or Toblensk. On that river. So I'll give you them. Do enjoy them. There's some more here, guys, which are rather brilliant. I'll show you one or two. I'll show you what I mean. This is another collection, and they have Phoenicians and brilliant antiquity. So I think we'll start by maybe, yeah, there's too many to choose from. So it's a sailor's mission because there's sailors outside. Check what they got over the door for the marine mission. Shed load of Phoenicians, and this is inside some sort of science. Metalloids. He has 2 jars. Interesting little photograph. Okay. And antiquity. So we got the remnants of Darius II or Darius I. I believe this is off probably a gate of Persepolis. Maybe that's Babylon. Yeah, that would have been in blue tile. Now in the Berlin Museum. Some more. Whatever that is, Assyrian. And this is interesting, guys. It's actually a Chaldean. It says it's a Chaldean. This is Chaldean. It looks like hieroglyphics. And what are in the background as well? Chaldean this is. That's a Chaldean. I thought that was amazingly interesting. See, Chaldean? A Chaldean, guys. Wow. Such an interesting culture. And you get some Phoenicians. You get her turning up with her funky headphones. What's she listening to? She's got seashells. She sells on a seashore. She's got that Phoenician nose going on. She's looking a bit blokey. And she's listening to whatever on there. Tech. Oh, they got cold years. And more I take it is the Mesopotamians and more of their. Oh, maybe get Zachariah Sitchin in, do some translating for us. Yes. What's the time, please, on your watch? It's 3 heads past 5 pimples. And a museum full of antiquity. So they go on forever of brilliant antiquity. So hope you enjoy them. And this sort of thing. Not bad, eh? Bit bully. Okay, so enjoy. Okay. We are moving on. Because there's just too much, guys. Okay, now these are rather beautiful. I'm going to give them to you because they are rather beautiful, and they are middle-aged depictions of antiquity, and they show you, see these buildings of Paris, France, and you get beautiful antiquity and ruins of the old world. Look at this for a door, guys. It's like a bath vomit thing going on there. There's a tree. Not sure, hell of a door. Look at the size of it. Fits human beings. Technasmia. Sweet. And it just goes on. They're really beautiful, and there's plenty of them. Got a couple of these. I was going through last night, quite enjoying them. I thought, wow. Huh. Devil. And all the technosmia on top. Blowholes. Knobbly bits. Etc. So yeah, I can pass them to you. Yeah, bloody really, really cool. But I need to move on because of the time aspect. Now, I'll link these to you. Oh, excuse me. And that. Now, this turns up yesterday or last night. Sent me from Telex. You might see me in chat. And it is of Hastings in England. Thanks, Teddy. And what you get is this U-boat or U1118 photograph from the air. Okay. And 3 postcards printed in 1919. And this is a postcard sent by Caroline Proud. And she shows exactly the same scene with the submarine removed. And it is the same scene. If you look by here, there's 2 people. Right there, right there. Just there, 2 people. Just there, 2 people. By the boat, little crowd. By the boat, little crowd. White thing there. Little 3 people there. White thing there, 3 people there. Okay? It's the same picture. But they've taken the U-boat out. So make of it what you will. It's probably government propaganda. And there's another one of those which I give you. This is a different one completely. Beautiful though. Okay. And we're going on to images of the day. This would be like just an hour one. And I'll be back soon because of the time aspect, as I said. Now, this is my website. Okay, now there's a lot going on this, guys. And if I just show you, there's 2 conventions coming up. If you're not aware, you can get through and get tickets for them on this through there. And I will give you the links for the conventions themselves, but you can get a direct link from here. Excuse me. And the think tank as well. We'll have a little look at that. I haven't done that for a while. So, Kidderminster's only 14th of September, it's the 10th, it's looking like a month away, guys. Okay, I'm going to be presenting on there. It's going to be something. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, if you're into the flat earth, if you're into just our subjects, mudflood, Tartaria, Anti-Utopian, and all the rest, I'll be talking about them. I'll be encompassing in the whole picture, and it would be sweet. So, if you want to see my presentation there at Kidderminster, you can click that, you can go on and see all the details, and it's the same thing for Amsterdam, which I'll also be going to, and that is happening at the end of September, and that is an all-star cast that is there. Check this out for speakers in Amsterdam, as is the Globe Light Tourist Epics with Jerry, Dave, Dr. Zach, Ireland Ducci, Can B, Paul on the Plane, Rodrigo, Magdalene Martin, and Roxanne and Dee Marble, and Globe Light Tour people, and organised by Didi and Gary. And the Kidderminster lot as well is a few of the same. So the Globe Light Tour will be coming to its end. It's going across Europe, all of these countries, which is quite mind-blowing, and all of them cities. And Saturday, I'll be basically doing what I do. I've been a vibration and making for the whole weekend of excellence and happiness. Andy Riley, Robin Campbell, who's doing presentation thing. No, he's introducing it all. Max Argent, Dave Murphy, Dave Marsh, and Roxanne and Robin Campbell, and Dave Meakin. Adam Meakin. Phone's going nuts. So that's all happening on there. If you want to catch up, and there's my stuff on Flat Earth British. It's an epic site, guys. You can learn a lot on here, and the resources are getting ever juicier. Okay, if I just want to show you that, you can link all them channels that I used to do are actually on my resources now. In case you don't know, channels to learn from. Okay, it saves me like an hour every vlog linking them up plus. They won't copy and paste. So there's books for you. Okay. Galleries, mappage, miscellaneous, Hieronymus Bosch, cool stuff there, and Lee Flat Earth British, Black Sheep Researcher Paul, epic stuff. Lee Flat Earth British because there's 2 of it. Giant Tree, Going Wrong Flat Earth, Serotonin, Rudy Maria Skit, Solarium 7, Funky Word, Mud, VM, who is actually Flatwater Films, Jaxie Daydreaming, Mud, who's Mud Lady, no, because she's a lady, so Mud Lady, History, Lance Reynolds, Haphazard Productions, Fendap, Justin Pollock, All Hill, John Levy, Wise Up All Hill, Captain Kirk, All Hill, Fidget Senior All Hill. Just thinking, guys, all these people, man, what do you do? Niven, UAP, Richard Lopez, Conspiracy Arus, All Hill UF. Stand up and speak the truth. Okay, you can email me. I got a shop selling like Flat Earth British stuff and loads going on my website. And this link for my son on here happens to be broken. Apparently, he's got a website. I've been shouting because it's about alchemy anyway. In the modern day. And you can find my blogs and everything else on here as well. Okay. When it loads. Oh. Okay. So, we're moving on. And there's a globe lighter. Now, images of the day, and I'm fucking off because I'm just... Okay. Now, in my last post, I posted about submarines being Phoenicians, and this is from 1857. It was on a thumbnail of UAP's video. I believe it was a captain. I had the narrative about this a while back, and I think this is either Central America or India. Okay, but that guy looks like he's Indian, and so does that kid, so it's India. Let's have a look at some of my pictures of today, and we'll see what we got for you. Okay. And what we're thinking about. Okay. Just bring that down. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've been looking at a bit of Charleston, mud flooded Christchurch, which got taken out in earthquakes, and it builds buildings like this in 20 years solid. That's all. 20 years, and we just put it up. They had free energy, the works. So. And we're going to look at some Tartaria. So he's got Tartaria and Happy Hat, and there's your Timur the Tartar, which is a ginger guy, very pale, and got a happy hat. So mud flood happens everywhere, guys. Even Easter Island has the same 30-foot depth. You don't build your moe and then bury him just above your nose in the ground. The mud's come along after. Mud flood, Easter Island. And Jesuit allegory telling us about the plasma events, all in plain sight. Holding the fash. Okay, you'll see this over and over with this dunce's hat that he twined either a ribbon or a serpent. This one looks like a serpent. Tish, to make it active. Is our type of fash is the torch on the Statue of Liberty is serrated. It's that everlasting lamp. You see them all over bridges in all over Europe, all over the world. I think that's what it is. I think it's that everlasting lamp. Fasces, resets. It's Britannia, one jug is hanging out, the dunce's hat, and a fasces. Because she wants to bring peace and unity with the fasces. Okay. And this was on the Statue of Liberty for a while, a red cross. A big red cross. And use Fort Wood, the Star Fort, with big doors going in it. Some strange obelisk. And a Phoenician dude thing, Apollo. Fully charged. Zzz. And there she is, no longer in New York Harbour, but now closer to New Jersey, miraculously. Being built. Is it real? Is it a pencil drawing? No, it's a pencil drawing, isn't it? So it's not real, is it? So this is the one in Paris. They got one in Paris. I think they got one in Central Park, and that one in New Jersey Harbour. Why the wood? Is it made of cardboard and it'll fall down? Is it that fake? I'm not sure what we're looking at there. Maybe that pole. And I've been looking at strange ceilings. I don't like this thing here, the Phoenician. Just putting it in any old artwork. We're looking at the allegory in ceilings, and I'm afraid it's the same old story. Boat turns up, things go down. And plasma tech. San Francisco. Let's have a look at some San Francisco pics. This is all taken out of Firestorm. These seem to be okay, but look how old this building is. So, the San Francisco earthquake. Very selective Firestorm, wasn't it? New York. Look at the Vanderbilt mansions here. Reduce that down a bit. Excuse me. It's by Central Park. That thing is massive. And look at this. Look at this. It's all roof. Yeah, we'll build our building 2 stories high. We'll have this massive 5-story building above it. Make it ridiculously top heavy. Okay, there's that fish submarine. And this was yesterday out in my outing, and this guy had this in it. He's like doing a yard sale, and he got a guillotine. I asked if I could try it out with him, on him. He wouldn't let me. And apparently this is a Hanson carriage, a real one, for a Shetland pony, an adult, to wheel a child round in antiquity. Now, last by no means least, this is my city in antiquity before it was built. Underneath my city, right, is marsh. It's all marshland, so it's water, it's mud. I live here. I literally went here 2 weeks ago with Mel. We visited this. I live there, right there, and right next to my house is a Roman road that goes all the way to Llandaff Cathedral. I've visited that. My drone is lost in there somewhere. All the way to Llandaff, and there's another Roman road here as well. All across my area. So I live right by there, okay, and all of Cardiff is built on marshland, which is basically mud, isn't it? Okay, it's really interesting. Llandoch, my ancestors, Marquis of Llandoch, apparently. So, images, and that was it. This is my son's site. I'm going to link it up if you're interested in alchemy and you want to make gold or recycle stuff. He does all sorts, grams, gold, out of computer components, etc. It's alchemy basically. It's quite technical. I haven't got a clue what he's really doing, but it's all very interesting. He makes this stuff with lead, alley, zinc, gold, silver. It's all, if you're into like, survival stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put this on for a second while I have a little smoke and a drink, and I'm going to catch up. This is probably not going to get me copyrighted, I hope. You never know. There, a bit of light music with Piranesi to end my vlogage. So I hope you enjoyed that. I gotta go, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to upload this tonight, and flat today will not happen. We've been looking into Tartaria Rising, or Hill Tartaria, or not Hill. That sounds silly. Made Tartaria great again. In a time of upheaval. A very strange book which talks about like an anti-Utopian utopia run by a brotherhood of destruction. Tomsk and Mudflood, New Zealand, Christchurch, and more. Okay, that's me. If you need me, Matt, leakasavage@gmail.com. I'm going to be uploading this, and I'll be back in a couple of days. That's my efforts. Hope you enjoyed. I try. Peace and love.